What up, people? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another edition of the Finance Rebel Show. I'm Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel, and y'all know every Wednesday we do our Wealthy Wednesday segment where I come here, talk to you about a topic, and then, wow, I'm getting some feedback, and then I, answer your money questions live. So whatever you got, just go ahead and throw it in the chat, and we will get busy. Now, this is weird because I'm getting feedback that usually never happens. Hopefully, I'm not echoing out anywhere. Okay. All right. Getting a little feedback. But as everybody comes in and gathers in, do me a favor, come in, tell me who you are, tell me where you're hailing from. If you have any questions today, make sure you put a Q in front of it. And so today, do me a favor, Hayden, put this in the chat for me. Today's question, everybody, is if you had $100,000, what would you do with it? You can spend it, you can invest it. I want to know, what would you do with it? $100,000. If you had $100,000, 100,000, what would you do with it? What would you invest it in? What would you spend it on? All right. So today we're going to talk about a bit about the Congress ban, or the proposed Congress ban for stock. Congress is talking about banning stock trades for individual stock trades for lawmakers, which is kind of interesting, and definitely wanted to talk about that. Let's see something here. And so make sure, sorry, y'all, got a text in between, got distracted, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Congress, but then there's also this article that I just found that I found really interesting about the NFL. And I just want to talk about that for a hot minute. Oh, perfect. All right, so we're getting some questions in already. We're getting some responses to the question already. Cool. Hey, Evelyn, how are you? So Evelyn says she got 100,000. She would invest some and pay off parents plus loans. All right, so she got some student loan debt. All right, Marksville said, okay, what's up, Mark? I think Erica just shared your comment. You like me on her channel. All right, cool. But he said, drop by to support the channel. Saw you on Erica's podcast. Yes. I talked to Erica briefly while she's doing her vacation thing. She's about to be globetrotting all around the world on us. So that's pretty cool. But thank you. Ready. So let's see here. Let's see who else is in the building. All right, so Mark Swift, down payment on a home. All right, so we got 100 grand. He's putting 100 grand down on his home. All right. Listen, as we are doing this, I need to adjust. I've been working. I've been up all day. I need to stand up. So give me a second. Give me 1 second. There we go. I try to make these things as energetic and live as possible. And I can't always do that when I'm sitting down. All right, Jerry's in the building. How are you, Jerry? Welcome. All right, Sharon says she's pay mortgage for 6 months, pay something on my student loans, and take a vacation. All right. So a lot of people are putting money on their mortgages, putting money on their home. Okay. Now, while these are coming in, don't forget we answer your money questions every week. So if you have a question, go ahead and put the question in. Make sure you put a Q in front of it. All right. So again, today's question is, if you had $100,000, what would you do with it? What would you invest it in? What would you spend it on? All right. So over there on the Instagram universe, they said I would buy a used Porsche Macan to put it in Turo. I'll put it on Turo. Other 50K on debt and put it in savings. All right. So my man's going to start with creating a way to generate some more income for himself, like that. Brown Buddha Bay is here. Righteously _ is here. Mid Atlantic's here. Gemini Poppy's in the building. I talked to you earlier today, Gemini. And I believe, I spoke to Ajna. I believe that's how you say Ajna Amir. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Lisa with the numbers. What's up? That's my tax sister right there. How are you? Keys to motivate. How are you? How are you? How are you? All right. So again, question: if you had 100,000 cash, it just fell out of the sky, and you got it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can invest it. You can spend it. What would you do with it? What would you do with it? All right. So I wanted to talk about something. I found this article super interesting. The way this country is super duper divided ceases to amaze me. Now, some of y'all might have seen this. Some of y'all may have not. But let's see. Let's see. I'm going to share this on the screen real quick for my IG folks and my podcast listeners. Just stay with me. I'm gonna do my best to explain this. All right. MCD, how are you? Tahi, my brother, how are you? Just here, just trying to help. Just trying to help. Inspire the folks to get more excited about learning about their money and increasing their financial freedom. All right, so let's take a look at this. Give me 1 second. And so remember, tonight we're going to talk about Congress and all the shenanigans down there with their stock trading ban. But before we get to that, I want to talk about this one article I ran across. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Now, why is it doing that? That's not what it's supposed to be doing. I tell you, technology has a mind of its own. Sky Knight's here. We probably are really living in the Matrix. So, I think I might be jamming. Okay. Lisa says she picked up How Money Works per my recommendation. Great read. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I share these things with y'all not to just have them be shared with y'all. I want y'all to share them with other people. So please, Lisa, share that book with other people. It's an easy read. It breaks down things so simple. I got my books all over the place. I thought it was here. But my internet is having a mind of its own. So let's see what we can do about this. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. All right, I'm back, y'all. Did y'all miss? Apologize for that. I did not reboot this machine before I went live today, so that's my fault. All right, Midnight Green. I like this. So you said if you had $100,000, you provide more financial assistance to my adult children. Okay. All right. And Sharon said fund an investment property. Okay. Akira says, can someone please? All right, say that to the end. I'll get to that question, Akira 34. How are you, by the way? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And she says she may also buy some gold and silver bars. All right, Lamar Brown, what's up, brother? How are you? All right, so listen, I was having technical difficulties. I am back now, so let's go ahead and talk about this. Like I said, we're going to talk about Congress and the new proposed stock ban, what it might do, how you can potentially benefit from it, how it may hurt you. But also, like I said, I wanted to talk about another article about the NFL and basically how Republicans feel that the NFL favors black folks too much. How interesting. So just a couple of years ago, black folks were mad at the NFL because of Kaepernick and everything else that was going on. Now, Republicans are mad at the NFL because not me, they do too much for black folks. I'm clear they did not like the Super Bowl Sunday halftime show. They were probably mad about that. I'm not sure which act they hated the most, whether it was Mary J. Blige, whether it's 50 Cent, whether it's Dr. Dre. Maybe they liked Eminem the most, maybe. But Eminem took the knee, so he was repping. By the way, did anybody watch the NFL? What did you think? What did you think about the halftime show? I think hip hop won that day. I know a lot of people are still mad about Jay-Z. Maybe we'll do a show about that at some point. I don't know if I would want to do a show. Y'all tell me if y'all would want me to do a show on that. I don't know if I really see any real benefit out of it. People oftentimes are just mad because they're not in the room, can't get in the room, and don't understand what it means to be in the room. But that's a whole other conversation. All right, so give me a minute. I'm pulling that up and getting everything reset because I had to restart real quick. Karan, what's up, brother? How are you? R.E. Morgan, how are you? I can't say that name. I just want to say Harold. So Harold, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Remember, y'all, this is the Finance Rebel Show. We do this every Wednesday. We do it live every Wednesday where I answer your money questions live. And today we are talking again about the Congress stock ban, potential Congress stock ban. And if I can get my machine to act right, we'll talk about this NFL hate real quick. So what do y'all think about that? Just off of the title. What do y'all think about that? Let's see. So give me a minute, y'all. I am pulling up everything. What are you saying? Author, please? Oh, yep. Give me a minute. I'll pull it up. It's in the LA Times. Republicans losing interest in NFL. I think it does too much for black people or black players. All right. And the author is David Lauter. But I'm putting it on the screen right now so everybody can see it. Listen, while you are waiting for me to get my itch together with my tech, share it out. Share this out with a few people. Oh, and I just got hit with the commercial. Oh, boy. All right, so remember the question of the day is if you had $100,000 just fell on you from the sky, like manna from heaven, what would you do with it? Would you invest it? Would you spend it? If you did spend it? What would you spend it on? If you did invest it, what would you invest it in? That is tonight's question. Oh, and it's being difficult. It was just up. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Skynet's not appreciating me tonight. Skynet doesn't want me to be great. They hating on me. Actually, they hating on y'all because I'm trying to give y'all this good information, and they don't want me to be great, y'all. So do me a favor while you're waiting, just hit the like button, share this out with someone. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go on over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm almost at 5,400 subs. Y'all know the goal is to get to 10,000 subs this year, if not more. But the minimum goal is to hit 10,000. So let's see. Thank you, Miss Edith. Miss Edith has shared. Thank you for being a good citizen of the nation. All right, so here we go. Many Republicans think NFL does too much for black players, and there we go with another commercial, and are losing interest in the league, poll shows say. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show this to y'all. They do not want me to be great. And I feel like I have a subscription to the LA Times. Excuse me, y'all. I feel like I have a subscription to the LA Times. But I guess I just didn't log in. All right, hold on. Let me see. This is taking too long now. It's taking way too long. Chris Lee, how are you? All right, I think I got it. No, I don't have it. I think I got it. No, I don't have it. I don't know what's going on. I went through this, highlighted it, everything, read through it. The whole shebang. But now it doesn't want me to be great. All right, Aaron Sheldon, how are you? Karan, I was in the building the other day. I was looking for you, brother. This is not working. All right, so I can't find it, y'all. And it keeps throwing subscriptions up on me. All right, so basically it was saying that the article, and I'll find it out and I'll share it with y'all later. But basically it was saying that Republicans are mad that the NFL is giving too much leeway to black NFL players, right? Just a couple years ago, everybody was mad at the NFL because they hadn't done enough with cap. Now the right side of the aisle is mad because they feel like they're being too lenient. I find it interesting that anytime there's any little bit of change with the dominant society, dominant culture, they don't like it. They're not really interested in equality or fairness. They just want things to be the way that they want them, the way they've always been, no matter who has been hurt, no matter who it has affected, right, wrong, or indifferent. So I thought that was interesting. I thought you all would find it interesting. That's why I was going to talk about it. But the LA Times doesn't want to let me be great. So I apologize. All right. So on to the main event, right? So again, Congress is proposing to put a ban on stock trading on individual stocks. Now we talked about this a little bit last week during our last week's session during the Finance Rebel show here, during our Wealthy Wednesday segment. And what did I tell you? Nancy Pelosi is one of the biggest perpetrators of this crime, because it is a crime what they're doing. But just to kind of give you some context and talk about what's going on, is that Congress folks, Congress people, elected officials in Congress and in Senate tend to get information that nobody else can get because they're on these special committees, whether it be defense, whether it be finance, whether it be anything else. And they find out these things, or they find out certain things, certain developments, because again, they have access. They get sensitive information, sometimes classified information. And what they do is they buy the stock. They buy the stock and they get rich off of it. So you hear a lot of Congress folks complain and moan about how they have to keep an apartment in Washington and then they have to keep a place in their home state and they're not making enough money. But they'll never tell you that with all the secret information they get, I shouldn't say secret, I will say not so public information that they get, that they are able to amass a large amount of money. All right. So Hayden, the super producer, collected some notes for me to go through this, right? And as I told you, Nancy Pelosi's opponent, she has an opponent, right? Everything is political, y'all. Everything's smoke and mirrors. Never forget that. But Nancy Pelosi's opponent has been dogging her about her and her husband stock investments and how well they are doing. And if you don't know, Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, meaning she basically leads the House of Representatives. And if you don't know, Congress is divided into two parties, right? You got the House of Representatives and then you have the Senate. All right. So Nancy Pelosi kind of controls and rules over the Senate. All right. So Congress moves to ban members from trading stock as Pelosi drops opposition. So she says she doesn't have any opposition. Now, her husband is the one that's supposedly making these trades. And this bill, and there's several bills, there's like 3 bills. One bill Elizabeth Warren has drafted and put out there and said that she wants everybody to sell all their stock. There's other bills that says they just want the money that folks have amassed to go into a blind trust. Now, if anybody remembers that the previous president, the guy I used to call the Orange Monkey, I still call the Orange Monkey, put his money or didn't put his money in blind trust. He said he did, but he really didn't, right? So that was a big thing. But all the presidents have put their money into blind trust for quite some time. And so they're saying Congress should follow the same rules. I think that's fair personally, right? I don't think that's a bad thing for them to have a blind trust. I do think they should still have the right to make money and invest. And I feel that way because I never forget when I was an institutional stock market portfolio manager, I couldn't buy any investments. Pissed me off. Why? So I could do all this research and do all this work for everybody else, but I can't enrich myself. I just thought that was unfair. But those were the rules, and the rules are the rules. So, but here are a couple notes about this, right? So recently, Nancy Pelosi and other Democratic leaders have approved a plan to ban members of Congress from purchasing stock. The vote would hypothetically be up in November, right? So it's not happening right now. Nothing political process happens instantaneously. It always takes time. All right. But right before the midterm elections, and elected officials love to be strategic. So this is right before midterm elections. It's predicted that the Democrats are going to get shellacked in this new upcoming midterm elections, which is actually a bad thing for us Black folks. But that's a whole other conversation another time. So they're going to plan to roll us out there. Again, she's trying to quiet her opponents. Other Democrats are trying to quiet their opponents as well, and they're trying to be strategic about this. I'm not going to shoe shine y'all and just kind of say, "Oh, this is so great. They're being so altruistic." They're not being altruistic. They just don't want folks to have a one up on them to be able to say that they're stealing or skimming off the top. Now, President Obama proposed this years ago. It was proposed, and I want to say in his first term, but then it died. Why it died, I don't know. We'll just leave that. Rick. All right, so So, all right. So, right. I was just telling you that there are a lot of versions of the bill being drafted. Democratic Senator Warren of Massachusetts and Republican Senator Steve Daines of Montana showing that there's a bipartisan support, meaning, don't worry about it, Hayden. Meaning that both parties are going to work together, Democrats and Republicans. All right. It's not clear what investments will be off limits or if family members of Congress would be limited from certain investments as well. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Anytime you are a public official or affiliated with anybody, you and your spouse, and oftentimes your immediate family, are not allowed to engage with whatever the thing is they're banning. There's a lot of ambiguity or a lot of unclearness, a lot of gray here with these plans, and it's still not mapped out. I usually don't like to talk to y'all about proposed bills, because they're going to change. This is going to change. Just putting it out there, right? So it's one thing today, it could be another thing tomorrow, and then another thing the next day, and then another thing a month from Sunday. So I often don't like to do that. I know a lot of other content creators, YouTubers, podcasters love to do that, but I kind of feel like it's overwhelming, right? I feel like we get overwhelmed with information, and like if we got to follow every iteration of a thing, that's a bit rough. Why not just wait and then figure it out? Now I know. Now, if there was a considerable amount of money on the line, then it'll be a different story. And you do have certain wealth advisors and portfolio managers and economists who follow every iteration of the change because they want to get ahead of the change in order to prepare for their clients' monies, portfolios, business matters, so forth and so on. All right. So according to House Stock Watcher, this is a rough summary of Nancy Pelosi. Her most traded sector is tech, roughly $38 million. $38 million. She's invested in about 12 sectors, and there's roughly 12 sectors in the stock market. So she's pretty widespread. Her top stock owned is Apple. All right. So her biggest holding is Apple. I'm not sure how much of Apple she owns. I'll try to see if that's there. Now, here's the rule right now. The Congress people, the lawmakers, these elected officials can buy stock. They're supposed to report it. They're not supposed to do anything based on insider or highly sensitive information. But a lot of them don't even follow the rules. All right. So here's some of the people who did some things. All right. So Rand Paul, if y'all follow politics, you've heard his name. He's been around for a long time. So Rand Paul was 16 months late in disclosing that his wife bought stock in a biopharmaceutical company that manufactures an antiviral COVID-19 treatment. Why is that a conflict of interest, y'all? Why is that a conflict of interest? I want to see who's awake. Let me know who's awake. Why is that a conflict of interest? All right, Rand Paul's a Republican, by the way. All right, Republican Cynthia Loomis from Wyoming was several days late reporting a purchase in August of up to $100,000 in Bitcoin. I'm not so mad about that one, but it's $100,000. All right. Republican Pat Fowler from Texas was months late disclosing dozens of stock trades during early and mid 2021 that together are worth as much as 17.5 million. Just rounded up to 18 million. Just say 18 million. He didn't report it. Mad late. Diana Hartsbarger failed to properly disclose more than 700 stock trades that together are worth more than 10.9 million. Mad ethics issues, right? Susie Lee from Nevada, she's a Democrat, failed to properly disclose more than 200 stock trades between early 2020 and mid 2021. Together, the trades are worth as much as $3.3 million. $3.3 million, y'all. So this isn't chump change. This isn't $5 here or $20 there. We're talking about seven figures that these folks are breaking the rules on. All right, so Democrat Catherine Clark from Massachusetts, one of the highest ranking Democrats in the House, was several weeks late in disclosing 19 of her husband's stock transactions together. The trades were as much as 285,000. All right, so now it's starting to get smaller, but that's still a lot of money. And it's not necessarily about the size, y'all. Size doesn't matter here. Or size does matter here. It's really about the ethics. It's really about the integrity of the person. All right. Democratic Mickey Sherrill in New Jersey was months late disclosing 2 sales of vested stock her husband earned as a part of his employment. The trades were north of $350,000, and Sherrill paid a $400 late fee. Talk about a slap on the wrist. Now, I don't think that one's that bad. Sometimes people get stock options, they vest, and they're not always on top of it. They got the money, but they aren't always on top of it. Most of the people on the list are Republican congressmen. There's only a $200 fine. $200 fine. So we talking about millions of dollars in late fees, or excuse me, millions of dollars in trades, and they're late, and they're only getting a $200 to $400 fine. That seems a little out of balance. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? So that's just one of it. But I wanted to talk about this, right? Because I know a lot of times in our community we say politics isn't important. We feel that we shouldn't vote. I don't agree with any of that. And I'm sure I'll get pushback from somebody. Somebody will call me a coon, a sellout, or what's the other one they like to call me? An integrationist. But again, as I always like to point out, is that if we're not a part of the process, we get raped, right? The saying is, if you are not at the table, you're on the table. Now, is politics right? Is it fair? Is it equitable? No. But you know it isn't fair and equitable when you are absent? Nothing. Anytime you are absent from any kind of process, you get no say. You get no say. You get no stake. You get nothing. Nothing, zilch, nada. So is it better for Black folks, because my audience predominantly Black, is it better for us to at least know what's coming down the pike and at least know what's going on and be present so we can prepare for it? The best people, right? I won't say people, I'll say the groups. The best groups actually play both sides of the aisle. So when you have some of these people say the Democrats are trash, the Republicans are trash, be careful though, because they're not objective in the overall process. Now, I will say this, and this might seem a little crazy because of what I just said. Current day Republicans are trash, but both parties are trash. But current day Republicans are really bad, crazy. Some of the stuff that they do. So, I don't like to go into politics too much. I always want to talk about the financial connections, because politics is about money. Your tax dollars is about money. So that's why I like to bring certain things and put it in focus, because there's certain things we need to pay attention to, because if we are unaware, we don't know. And so if we are sending people to Capitol Hill to make decisions for us, and all they're doing is greasing their palms, that should be exposed. That should be known about. Should be known about it. Now I see there's a lot of commentary in there, back and forth. Definitely we'll get into it. But what do you think? Should Congress be able to buy stock? Should they be banned? Should they put their money in blind trust? Throw it in the chat and tell me what you think. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. A lot of stuff. Y'all was getting busy here. All right, so Akira 34 said, all right, I got that one. She may buy gold and silver bars with her $100,000. Remember, that is the question for the night. You got $100,000 just fell out of the sky on you, didn't hit you on the head, you're still alive. What would you spend your money on, or what would you invest that money on? Yes, How Money Works is the title of the book. Yes, it's a great book. I think everybody should read that book. Is it called How Money Works? Stop Being a Sucker? I'm guessing that's a joke. No, that's not how it is. That's funny though. All right, no problem, Mark. Author, please. Author, please. Can somebody Google it for me? Well, I actually love that book, so I'll find it. Oh, oh, that wasn't a joke. there is a book saying How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. That's not the one I'm referring to though. That's not the one I'm referring to though. That's funny. All right, so this one is How Money Works, the facts visually explained. So this book is really good for anybody who's not a big reader, right? But you might look at pictures, no shade. Serious though, right? Because some people are visual learners, some people are tactile learners, some people are audible learners. If you don't know your learning style, please learn it. That's one of the biggest problems with our current day school system. They don't help students learn their learning style. Let's see. I will share this here. All right, while we're waiting, do me a favor, share this out with a friend or two. For anybody who wants to learn more about money. I like to have fun here, even though it's nerd fun. I don't like it to be dry and stiff. So there it is right there. How money works, the facts visually explained. That's what it looks like. Right there. Boom. All right, so you can see it. It's like 14 bucks. It's not a lot of money. I am not getting paid for this. I don't get a commission or an affiliate fee off this, even though I should. I talk about it enough, but I believe in it. I think it's great. And it explains money from the whole thing. Not like some of these other folks who like to just take one piece about it, make it sexy, sell it to you, and make you think that they're doing something special. That's not the case. So again, How Money Works, How Money Works by DK. I think that's the publishing house, DK. Again, How Money Works, the facts visually explained. The facts visually explained. All right. So again, we're going to get to our questions real quick. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, put them in the chat. If you're on Instagram, if you have any questions, put them in the little question mark bubble. I see we got some new joiners over there on the Instagram universe. Oh, we got some commentary too. All right, give me a minute and I will get right back to that. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, all right. All right, so Akira 34 says the NFL when have they ever done anything for us? They don't even pay the halftime folks. No, I do not engage with NFL anything. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And full disclosure, I did watch the halftime show. I did watch the Super Bowl, but I'm not really a big sports person anyway. So when they were like, "Don't watch," it wasn't hard for me. I wasn't really watching anyway. Karan's in the building. All right, Jerry said I did not like the commercials because they always do it dirty in the commercials. They never show the best in us. I felt like there was a lot more black representation in the commercials though. Mary had a commercial talking about mammograms. There was a few others. I mean, the most successful commercial though was the Coinbase commercial, and it was the most simplistic one. It was the one that had a daggone QR code flashing across the screen, and apparently 20 million people downloaded. The download went to the app and signed up for Coinbase, which I think is crazy. I think the Super Bowl commercials were $7 million a piece. I think it was $7 million for 30 seconds. Let me get it straight, because they do it based on time slots. So I want to say it was 7 million per time slot, 7 million per 30-second time slot. So let's see. I believe Coinbase had the most successful. I think it was a minute. So I believe they paid $14 million at that ad run. My tech is not liking me today, y'all. It's not liking me. All right, Karan says, seems fair. All right, Miss Edith says, if I had $100,000, I would pay 10,000 tithes. All right, so you're doing 10% to my home church, then $10,000 offering to multiple churches, buy some vending machines, 20,000, taxes at 24%, 18,000. I like how you got to the actual number. 100 shares of Apple stock at 150 apiece, and one investment property for 25,000. Let me know where you find that $25,000 investment property at. I need it on that. All right, Karan says, I read they're going to ban them or make them have a longer holding period. Yeah. Akira says NFL equals plantation bowl. Thank you, Ms. Edie, for sharing. Everybody else, share. Appreciate you. Share, please. All right, Dame Dad said he's creating his own league. No Negro League, but the Uyghur League. Okay. I think Byron Allen and Robert Smith are in the league to potentially become owners of the Denver Broncos. I think they would have more ability to create a league than Dame. And I'm a Dame Dash fan, for the record, but there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to NFL and sports leagues. Now, they could do something different, kind of like the 3-on-3. Now, if he's talking about doing something different, then yeah, maybe. All right, Marcus says her husband is currently or was a high executive with CBRE. CBRE is a big commercial real estate corporation. They've got commercial property, mall property. They're pretty big across the United States. Thank you for that, Mark. And he actually likes to buy stock. He buys a lot. Okay, Ms. Edith shared the article that was giving me a problem. Yes, he's got millions in options trading. Yes, he does. Northern Bell, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Mark says, all right, 2 top-ranking Federal Reserve Bank employees had to resign for not reporting trades recently. Yes. Yep, I saw that. All right, Jerry coming through with a super chat. Oops, wrong button. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate you. All right. Rand Paul sits on the Senate Committee of Health. Unethical, correct. Yes, he's definitely unethical. All right, Ms. Edith also says out of bounds. All right, so Akira 34 says, how do you punish the ones that make the laws and always making the finish line or moving the finish line to benefit them? Well, one of the things I believe we have to do is we got to get involved. We got to truly understand the process. You got a lot of people who say they don't like voting, they don't like anything, but they don't understand the process. And yes, I know everybody's going to say, well, the system wasn't for us, so it's always going to be against us. Here's the thing. Systems are run by people. And if you want to take that approach that these things weren't made for us and we shouldn't use it or be about it, you can say that about a lot of things, right? The European suit was not made for African people or Black people, but we wear it. Ford cars, and some would say he might not be the guy who did it. They weren't made for Black people. How many Black folks got a car? A lot, right? Mercedes, Timberlands, there's a lot of companies that market and make stuff that don't market to us, don't care about us, but we still buy it anyway. So I say, since this is a general public thing, we should get involved so then we can make sure that fines and penalties are imposed. But that only happens when people get involved. I think it would be really interesting if everybody read about the French Revolution and what happened in the French Revolution. In the French Revolution, just here a little shortcut, the people cut the king's head off. Why did that happen? I would suggest everybody go look that up. Everybody looked it up. So their system wasn't made for the peasants or the lower class or the proletariat either, but the proletariat took it over. So that's a whole other conversation. All right, what's up, Thunder? Thanks for being here. If you show up to a store, look around by nothing and leave, you show up. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. If you show up to a store, look around, buy nothing and leave, you show up the next 4 days and do the same. Next 300 people do the same, then 200. Okay, 2,000, no one buying. Eventually the owner will ask, what do you need? I got what he's saying. Do y'all get what he's saying? He's saying that if we unite and we do some things strategically, people will start to acquiesce and they will say, hey, how can I help you? What do you need? Because we want you to shop here. That's true. All right, Northern Bell says I will buy land. All righty. All right, yes, remember the other one. All right, I lost what we were talking about. Sorry. All right, Thunder says if he wants to stay in business, he will ask, what do you need? And make it his business to give it to you. Absolutely. All right, I don't know why you said you're not nuts. Akira says she's not nuts and she laughed. Hopefully I didn't say nothing that hurt your feelings. Thunder says, I look at my vote like $1. I spend my $1. I want something in exchange for it. As you should. As you should. All right, Miss Edith says, remember that the lady that represented at my event for my job. Okay, last year. That's their book. They gave it out, free copies. I'm not totally clear what you're talking about, Miss Edith, but I'm sure I'll catch up at some point. What's up, Jose? How Money Works, my 7-year-old read it. Okay, right. I remember you liked that a lot. All right, Angela. Hey, Angela, how you doing? She says she liked the book. All right, good. Y'all got some value out of that book. Now remember, each one reach one, each one teach one. Each one reach one, each one teach one. All right, my friend Angela Googled it. You taught me well, got to pay the taxes. Yes, Angela Jefferson. Okay, yes. All right, Google will be doing a reverse stock split to drop the price to 150. I think this will be a good opportunity. Yeah, I think Google's a solid company. By the way, that is not an endorsement for Google. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell, but Google's a well-run company. Ever notice where Google makes most of their money? Ever realize how they basically make their money from doing something for free? It's amazing how they do that. All right, Jose said 100K will be split immediately. 25K for taxes, 50K will be invested, 25K oil be used as a down payment on home. Is Rand Paul like Martha Stewart, or maybe not? I think Rand Paul is actually worse than Martha Stewart, but that's a whole that's actually a bark. All right, the European handbags, cars, everything, everyone won't participate in the revolution. No, especially if they don't think they're at war. Oh, okay. So you're saying your friend wrote that book. Okay. Gotcha. How Money Works, Don't Be a Sucker. Miss Thompson's group presented and gave the book for free. Gotcha. All right, I'm catching up now. It's early voting here and I made my voice heard today. Yes, make your voice heard. Yes, I love it. All right, so here we go. Akira asked this question earlier. Can someone please tell me how folks are able to get over 6K in tax returns with children? I never. Okay, again, the question is, can someone tell me how folks are able to get over 6K in tax returns? I'm assuming she meant tax refunds with children. I never. So personal finance is personal, y'all. Everybody's situation is different. You could have children and make good money and still benefit from tax credits. You could be married and make good money and have kids and still benefit from higher benefits because you're married and tax credits, right? You might have a business that lost money and you were a side hustle and you had a job and you paid a whole lot of money into the system and you're getting a refund back. I mean, there's a plethora of scenarios I could run you through. Too many, because I would be dizzy, and you probably will fall asleep. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of money that's coming out this year through tax credits, whether it be the child care tax credit, the advanced child care tax credit, the child and elderly dependent credit. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. JT Coins. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the $1.99 chat. Appreciate it. All of those things will go to my soup kitchen fund so I can eat some vittles tonight when I get done. Yep. Earn it on credit. Yes. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I don't want to neglect the folks over on the Instagrams. Let's see. All right. I think I acknowledge everybody. I like acknowledging people. I don't like leaving people out. So beautiful. See Asia. Welcome. Jedi Mace Windu. Yeah, I remember you. I love that name. Mace Windu is one of my favorite Jedis. Assured FPS, how are you? Welcome. All right, beautiful C Asia says they're not dominant, and that's what they're learning. Jedi Mace Windu says for those in Congress. All right, I'm not sure. Dark Horse, what's up, man? I don't want to say your name wrong. All right, I'm on both platforms. Okay. 90's 34. Forgive me for saying your name wrong. Civil servants should not be able to be millionaires while in office. I don't know if I agree with that, but they definitely shouldn't get it by scamming. Right? They definitely shouldn't get it by scamming. All right. It's definitely a conflict. It's definitely a conflict. They should, but they shouldn't be millionaires getting free benefits at taxpayers' expense. Yes, I agree. So they shouldn't be able to pimp the taxpayers, but I'm all for being enterprising and entrepreneurially, legally with integrity. I'm with that. Problem is that's a rare thing these days. All right, Rand Paul, that was on the panel about the relevance of COVID on the public. Yes, he was. All right, McNeely, 91215, welcome. JR Bill, welcome. Oops. We got a couple people over on the gram. Poison and Divi, I think I said it right. Daylight 15, how are you? All right, it's another book, same title, the same. I got it now. Thanks. Okay, yep, cool. Twin Flame Vegan, welcome. Sometimes I have a hard time reading y'all names, folks. Nosta Holding Inc. If I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. Please forgive me. Kia with the grit, dope name. Welcome. Key to the Coins, welcome. Empire Dryer Duck Cleaning, welcome. Mitzi Mouth Willis, how are you? Tough Munchkin. That's cute. T Brown G35, how are you? Too hot. Okay. I'm here. TB for what's up, TB? All right, Big Dog 81 here. Yes, absolutely. Systems can be broken. Yes, systems can be broken. That's right. They can be broken. They can be fixed. It's all about having the right people in charge. Right. So don't give up hope. Brown Buddha throws a 100 up there. All right, just trying to catch up, y'all. Just trying to catch up. Bear with me 1 second. Folks talking to each other in the chat. All right, I don't have a lot of kids and not make a lot of money. I guess that's the response to how do people get tax refunds. That is one way too, but guess what? There are some folks that can make 6 figures and still get some of these tax deductions. All right, Blank Med Services, how are you? Mrs. Carrie Barber, how are you? Leo Lady, what's up, Leo Lady? Motivated of the Mind, how are you? PGE World, how are you? What's up, what's up, what's up? Sincerely, Monica. Here's a secret I'm gonna share with y'all. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Sometimes I transpose Monica and Monique. I know it's weird, but I'm just letting y'all know what I go through. Oh, yes, thanks. Yes, thank you. I had to get glasses. I had to jump back onto the 4-Hour Club. I had glasses a long time ago. I lost them. I need them. I was driving at night. It wasn't a good look. Your boy almost had a crash. So pray for me. JT coming through with another super chat. So rebuilding JT. All right, what's that channel? I don't know about that channel. JT, I need to get you on so we can talk about these coins, man. Erica Williams, the superstars in the building. All right, so Erica says Pelosi might block the door on the way out. Yes, she might. Yeah, because I don't believe nothing she's saying as it relates to this. Don't believe nothing she's saying at all. Jose says there should be term limits on all elected positions and no lifetime benefits for serving in an elected position. There's no reason why our elected officials have access to better health care than ordinary citizens while they make decisions on our levels of care. Well, the reason why it happens is because people don't get involved. The reason why it happens is because nobody makes enough noise. The reason why it happens is we are not putting up challengers to change the system and make them be beholden to us. It really is a system. It really is a system. But you can't complain about the system when you are, it's like raising kids, right? You want to be an absentee dad and then you want to come back and be like, hey, you want them to call you Big Daddy all of a sudden. It don't work like that. You ain't been there putting no chicken on the table, putting no bacon on the table. You ain't been doing nothing. You wasn't there to hold them when they was crying. You wasn't there to change they pissy butts. None of that. Same thing in politics. Same thing with anything in life. You have to be present. You have to participate. As the great Eddie Murphy said, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. All right? You have to do something. That's with everything in life, y'all. I don't care if it's business. I don't care if it's relationships. I don't care if it's situationships, right? You got to put the work in. Yes, Empire Drive duct cleaning. Yes, got to put the work in. Yeah, that's with everything in life. So tell me this, right? And I'm not here to start no trouble. But why in certain black communities do we go on there and they're dirty? You mean to tell me nobody has a broom? Nobody has trash bags? Nobody can donate that stuff? Just a question. Just a question. So if you won't take the time, and listen, I get what it means to be poor. I do. I got stories. Trust me, I do. But if you can't do the basics, shovel your snow, sweep up, and you're mad you're not getting all the other benefits of the system, what do you expect? It's like not going to work and still expecting to get paid. It don't work like that. Here's a question. You got a business. I'm a pick on Empire Duct Cleaning, right? So clearly he cleans ducts. He might install ducts. He has to hire people to go out and clean these ducts, or maybe he does it also, or whatever. One day he's going to hire somebody, right? They don't show up for work. He could only maybe do 2 jobs instead of the 4 jobs that day. Is there enough money left to pay the person that didn't show up, but they showed up anyway to get paid? Is that how it's supposed to work? Like, I really wish some of y'all, like, And I'm all for having fun too. But some of the political hate needs to stop. Some of the Biden hate needs to stop. Why I say that? Because ain't none of y'all got involved. Ain't none of y'all got read any of the bills. Not even a little bit. Right? So we expect something, but we ain't gay nothing. Don't work like that. Nowhere. But all right. So Jose says lack of ownership in these communities often lead to people feeling like, why bother? Yeah, but they'll say they say why bother, but they'll fight for blocks. They'll shoot out over blocks. Gotta ask yourself these questions. Like a life-changing event is on the other side of a question. A better life is at the other side of the question. If you're honest, right? So if you can be so proud of your neighborhood that you'll defend it, you'll fight for it, you'll die for it, but you won't sweep up for it, you got to ask yourself why. Why? Why don't you look after your neighbor that's next door? Might be an elderly person next door. Will you sweep up for them? Will you shovel their snow? Anytime it shovels, you got an elderly person lives next door to you, you should be willing to shovel their snow. That's being a good neighbor, whether you like them or not, because you're not going to like all your neighbors. It's just like your kids. You don't always like your kids, but hopefully y'all feed them all, right? Part of the job, part of being a parent. If you can't do that, then how are you going to say anything when it's time for them to not date that boy or girl, to not go to some school, to not wear some crazy clothes, to actually really have a relationship with you later on in life? I mean, and I know this not y'all. I know the people here are too smart for this, right? I know the people here are invested for this. But when you look at some of the stuff like years ago, I love social media. I thought the Arab Spring, if nobody knows what the Arab Spring is, go Google it. I thought that really showed the power of social when used properly. But we use it for a whole bunch of shenanigans. And yes, I'm part of those shenanigans, right? The internet is undefeated and I am here for a good joke. But I'm also good. I'm here for a good rally, a good cash mob, a good helping of someone who's in need. I'm here for all of that too. So, all right. So I could go on and on and on. I don't want to do that. Ryan McCrae's in the building. The funnel doctor's here. What's up, bro? I need to get you on the show, man. I've been meaning to reach out to you, but it's been crazy. Yes, so they will kill for their block, but don't own anything. And I get it. Like, I get it. You should have pride in your community. You should have pride in your neighborhood. You should also clean up your neighborhood too. There's nothing wrong with any of that. Just can't wake up and say, give me money, and money disappears. That's just not how it works. All right, Ms. Edith says they don't even go to the store for their own granny. If they do, they'll steal her money. Ah, well, yeah. Yeah. So listen, y'all, nothing great happens when you're lazy. You got to get up. You got to put the elbow grease in. You got to do the work. And yes, you should be working smart and hard. If you're not working smart, you can never work hard, in my opinion. You're just working. I don't know what you're doing. You're just working. Eat it with the lights. Mr. Dave Sims, how are you, sir? Thank you for that delicious meal last night. Dave, matter of fact, for anybody who is in the Philadelphia area, I am the treasurer of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists. Eat it with the lights is a caterer in the area. They did our meeting last week. I'm looking for more catering companies, small ones that are just getting started, but ones that want to work, ones that have a sense of professionalism. And I'm looking to get more variety at our monthly meetings. So if you know anybody, have them DM me. We're looking for folks. But listen, if you ain't ate their food, don't send them to me. If you won't vouch for their food, Don't send them to me. If you won't eat their food, do not send them to me. All right. Hey, Erica. If you're in Philly, yeah, hit me up. Just hit me up. Would love to see if we can do some business. And yes, this is paid. I'm not asking for anything for free. Food costs, everything's up. Miss Edith, you are in New York. All right, send me that, Dave. Send me that. Text that to me. But all right, y'all. So listen, we talked about Congress. We talked a little bit about the NFL rule. Well, not the NFL rule. We talked about how Republicans are now mad because the NFL is showing black folks too much favoritism. It's just life, right? All right, and then y'all got me on a little bit of a rant, okay? But at the end of the day, listen, do great, be great. That's all you can do at the end of the day. Be great, do great at the end of the day. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So, all right, so Erica said, my girl Kim did my baby shower and she killed it. Just sent her this link. All right. If she's in Philly, so number one, congratulations on the baby. Number two, thank you for sharing it out. And if she's in Philly, yes, please have her hit me up. I'm Kamari Yellis. Erica, I'm not sure if you've ever been on a broadcast before. Many people call me the Finance Rebel. This is the Finance Rebel Show. We do it every Wednesday, but have her hit me up. I'm easily findable on these Googles, on these Facebooks, on these Instagrams. Okay, cool. Legit business. That's what I want. Legit businesses. That's what we're looking for. All right, y'all. So listen, I got to go get my vittles. I was hungry. Y'all know how it goes. I got to get off. If y'all want to stay in touch with me, and if you have any recommendations for any show topics, text them to me, all right? So send those out. Text them to me to 215-974-0058. Again, 215-974-0058. Got more people interested in the investment club, so that's coming really, really soon. I was doing some research on it over the week. It's coming. Just want to make sure we put all the pieces to the puzzle. Yes, there will be some educational components to it as well that we will be getting into. But again, stay in touch, 215-974-0058. If you have any show topics or any questions you want to submit, text them to me and I'll make sure I get them on the show. All right, everybody, I appreciate you. I'm always humbled and full of gratitude that you're here. And I will see you all next time. So long.